From Beatlemania to Believers, Trekkies
Live long and prosper.
to Twihards. Behind every great success story, there's an army of fans. Most just want to show their appreciation.
You were great tonight.
Some take it further to prove their dedication.
We've been here for 4 days and 3 nights.
But there's an elite group who go above and beyond this.
I'm not like a fanatic. I don't even have any posters on my wall.
They push the boundaries
It was like watching a rugby team running at you.
and walk the line between keen interest and life-changing obsession.
No, I have it where it is because I'm a big fan.
But why?
Draco Malfoy, nice to meet you, sir.
By speaking to fans,
Oh, Draco, you guys are great.
having a go myself,
It's just like having a third member of our cosplay family.
and talking to some friends,
Yeah, they spotted me, they knew who I was. I felt amazing, yeah.
Poor baby, you had to stand on a red carpet with people cheering you. That must have been awful.
I tried to get my head into the world of the superfan.
Yeah, I think I'm going to turn the camera off. Turn it off.
My name's Tom Felton, and I spent most of my childhood on screen playing Draco Malfoy in the Harry Potter films. Being part of such a global phenomenon has given me some amazing opportunities. But there are some parts of fame you don't expect when you sign up age 12.
All the children actors are not children anymore. So take a look out there. First of all, what do you think?
I've never seen Trafalgar Square like this before, that's for sure. Yeah, thanks so much for coming down, guys. We really appreciate it.
Being recognized by fans takes a bit of getting used to.
I know who you are.
While most just want a quick selfie or an autograph,
Is that cool?
Yeah, bro.
some take their obsession much further.
There's been occasions in the past where I've thought, just keep walking, don't make eye contact.
Over the years, there's one fan I've seen far more than most. Her name's Tina, and she follows me to almost every event I attend. But beyond the countless autographs and pictures, I've never really understood what she wants from me. And whilst I'm sure she's always had the best intentions, it is a little unnerving.
I am a Tom Felton fan.
Really?
In a big way.
Big way. I first spotted her when I had a press tour in Paris, and I noticed this woman following me around. But she seemed to have quite an obsession with me, specifically. And she's really been at a lot of events ever since. She always seems to know where I am.
I found out that Tom was going to be here, and I thought it'd be nice to see him. I'm known as the Superfan.
Why does a middle-aged woman have an obsession with back then, a teenage boy?
He's just lovely. I just love him. I feel we've built up like a fan friendship.
Even though I'd been aware of Tina for some time, one particular moment forced me to really think about why she was always there.
She was very sweet because she came to an event and she just wanted to give us a card.
Thank you.
To say sorry about your dog dying. And she waited outside for about 4 hours to give that to me, so that slightly changed my perspective on what I thought she was before.
My latest encounter with Tina is at an event I'm attending in central London. And once again, all she's after is another autograph.
Make it out to you, Tina. Is that all right?
Just that do fine.
that?
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
But by saying hello, am I in fact encouraging an unhealthy fixation? The trouble is, I just don't know enough about her to understand why she does it.
She's been following my career and supporting me for 7 years, and I haven't even taken 20 minutes to have a conversation with her.
Enjoy tonight.
Cheers, Tina. Ultimately, it's being baffled because I'm still absolutely confused to why she would want to see me. What does she want from me?
There aren't many people who I could talk to about these sort of experiences. But someone else who's grown up in the public eye is my on-screen adversary.
Scared Potter.
You wish. It's definitely a weird thing when you become aware that you account for a large part of somebody else's life who you don't know and who doesn't know you but who thinks they do. It's kind of hard to know what to do with that.
And I'm also catching up with the person who wrote the Harry Potter series.
Give 5 seconds and you're absolutely aware, you can feel it coming off them. This means something to you that's huge. and I don't know what that is. I haven't got time to find out what your story is, but I think I've been aware so often there's something massive here.
So now I want to take some time to find out what makes people like Tina dedicate so much of their lives to their obsession. But before I can begin my journey, I have a few days left filming on my latest project. It still surprises me how many Potter fans there are, even here, in a quiet town in southern Spain.
My mom here, she's a huge Harry Potter fan. Can you give, she wants to give you a hug.
I'm just waiting for you.
Wear it on your hand?
It's a, yes, because it's a tribute to the shirt of Rupert Grint in a premiere of a movie.
Oh, yes.
You remember?
He wore a t-shirt that said...
They said, I love Tom Felton.
I remember. Yeah,
yes, so I couldn't make a t-shirt, so I make my hand. So I love Tom Felton.
Don't know what the day is holding, and I get up right when I walk right into the path of a lightning bolt.
Here we are on the set of Clavius. It's my last day shooting, and we're just about to do my final scene. So I thought I'd give you guys a tour. Shit, I nearly fell over. That's the set we're working on. It's going to be torn down today, so in the meantime we'll just enjoy the scenery, enjoy the weather, enjoy my costume for the last time before we go on our epic mission to find the world's superfans.
It may well be 90 degrees, and I am technically wearing a skirt, but there's something pretty cool about being a Roman soldier.
It's shocking to see how many fans he's got in Spain. For some strange reason, they all show up for Tom Felton. It's crazy. It's amazing and crazy, and we all scratch our heads wondering how this is happening. So this is a producer's nightmare right here. Tom has to be in there for a shot, but we can't do anything right now because he's taking pictures with his fans. So this is what costs us money. Tom, get back on set. Tom, get back on set. That just cost us $2,000. Thank you. Fans are what makes or breaks your movie, and if you have a loyal fan base, they're going to be supportive and loving no matter what. So without your fans, we don't have movies, period. If you don't have fans, you don't have movies.
Good luck with everything.
Time to say goodbye, and after 12 weeks, it almost feels like leaving family.
It's kind of feels strange leaving here, but he seemed happy, Kevin's happy, I'm happy, so onwards and upwards. Don't get a gran cerveza. Gonna kind of try and get into the psyche and explore what it is to be a super fan and why fans are the way they are, what separates the passionate from the obsessive.
So the time has come to start my search for the world's most dedicated fans. To kick things off, I've sent out a tweet, and judging by the number of replies, there are quite a few fans out there. But one stands out from the rest.
Hello, I'm Harry Potter himself. You're looking
This is Steve. He calls himself the world's biggest Harry Potter fan, and this clip has been viewed almost 2 million times.
I can wear Harry Potter clothing every day for 3 months without wearing the same thing twice.
I've heard about extreme fans like this before, and it fascinates me why somebody would make a video like this. A guy like this is definitely worth meeting.
Finite incantate.
Getting to Steve means clocking up some serious air miles, as despite the quirky English accent in his video, it turns out that he's actually from the industrial heartland of America, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. It's never struck me as a great idea to go to an obsessive Potter fan's basement, but here goes nothing.
We are at Steve's house, the world's biggest Harry Potter fan. Let's see. Oh!
How's it going, man?
Howdy, how's it going?
Draco Malfoy, nice to meet you, sir.
Harry Potter, good to meet you too, man.
Come on in, come
Thank
in,
you.
come in.
Steve, Harry, what's the best?
Steve, please.
This is the basement.
Yep.
Basement of goodies. Wow, this is big down here.
And right in here.
This is a pretty formidable collection, consisting of over 1,000 pieces of official merchandise, and has cost Steve over $13,000.
This started pretty young.
It's 15 years now, 15 years of collecting.
15 years of collection.
Yeah, all my mugs from the Wizarding World right there. I've drank out of all of them.
So they're all active props as well?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. I honestly didn't know a lot of this stuff existed.
Really?
I'm trying to take it all in, really, to be honest with you. This is...
Here, is this about life size, by the way? I needed to ask.
Yeah. Kind of scared the life out of me. Oh, wow, I've just seen the...
Oh, yeah, my
Azkaban.
My Azkaban tattoo on the back of my neck.
I did have a little thought when I was watching the video this morning that if this is going to be very difficult to have a conversation with you if you answer as Harry and you spend the whole time.
Oh, God.
I thought we were going to maybe have a reeling off a little one fight. Or...
Yeah. I'm totally not opposed to that. Like, I'm still enough of a nerd and a fan to be like, if we can do that, that'll just make my whole day. Like,
After getting over my initial shock, I'm intrigued to find out where Steve's obsession started in the first place.
I was really bullied. I didn't fit in.
For what, Steve?
Just being the small, skinny nerd that liked to dance instead of play baseball.
What kind of age was this?
Like, probably from the age of 4 to the age of 12.
Did the bullies, were they still around? Did you just suddenly find sort of new strength to be able to cope with that?
I did.
Or did you
actually
fight fire with fire?
That I really identified with, like, who Harry is. He went from being this skinny little kid getting picked on to being the biggest badass in the Wizarding World.
Despite Steve's sense of humor and the obvious fun he's had with his video,
Watch it, steady on.
it's interesting to hear that something as serious as being bullied at school was the real reason behind all of this.
Has this led you to being fans of any of the actors?
No. To me, those are just people playing the characters I love.
I'm glad. It's really kind of that's refreshing to hear, because I hear so many people that they want to be famous. I know I'm very lucky and I'm very grateful to have been part of it, but ultimately, you're just another person.
Yeah, that's all it has been for me, because it's like, you're just a guy. Like, it's not like, I mean, you take your pants off and put them on one leg at a time, the same way as everybody else.
Steve actually seems far more down to earth than I gave him credit for. But when I mentioned J.K. Rowling, we're suddenly in much more familiar territory.
If Joe Rowling walked through the door right now, you would see me fanboy out, lose it completely.
Really?
I'm
what are
gonna
we
be
talking?
Shaking, crying, freaking out. I went to New York City in 2006 to see J.K. Rowling, and she signed my arm. I got it tattooed over.
It's tattooed on you?
Yep. She came to the door at Radio City Music Hall. There were 2 crowds of people, all vying for attention, screaming her name, throwing things at her for her to sign. I was throwing elbows. Get out of the way, man. Get out of the way, dude. Like, just move. Like, I'm pretty sure I might have elbowed a 12-year-old in the face, but this is what I'm here for, man.
It went crazy. Absolutely crazy on that tour. It was insane. Like 2,000 people at a book signing and more, and people being turned out. It was unbelievable. I didn't, I can still remember the feeling of, what the hell happened?
I consider myself to be a fanatic, like completely fanatic, completely, over the top compared to most people, but at the same time, it's never impacted my life negatively. This collection, the Harry Potter books, I've never driven anybody away from it. There's never been a single person that's been in my life that has been like, this is too much, I can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
I don't dress like this every day, obviously. I'm
You don't?
No, sorry. Sorry, bud. And to me, being a fan is loving that song or that movie or that book so much that it causes you to do this kind of thing.
That's a very empowering thing that you have, man.
The idea of this is I just wanted to be at Hogwarts so bad. So bad. I just brought it to me.
Thanks very much for having me, dude.
Tom. Thank you very much. I appreciate it, man.
It's been a real treat, a real pleasure. Look after yourself and the collection, all right?
Yep, thank you.
Take care, Steve.
Take care, bud.
To be honest, I made certain assumptions about Steve after seeing his video.
Steve. And his merry gang.
But having spent some time listening to what he had to say about his obsession, it actually makes a lot of sense. Rather than let it rule his life, Steve actually seems to have a pretty healthy perspective on things. It makes me wonder, maybe I shouldn't be so hasty to judge Tina.
Because I think having an obsession with a character in a book and things, that's kind of fine. But when you're obsessed with somebody you don't know anything about.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing. I think that's one thing that's an important distinction. I'm very comfortable with people being obsessed with Harry Potter and being obsessed with those films. I'm less comfortable with people being obsessed with me.
Aimed at people like Steve and Tina, a new breed of event has exploded in recent years. I'm heading to the epicenter of modern-day fan culture, the comic book convention. Ever since being in Harry Potter, I've had the chance to attend quite a few of these.
Our official welcome to Tulsa. All Wizarders, welcome.
From humble beginnings in the 1970s as a place for comic book enthusiasts to compare collections, Comic-Con has morphed into a multi-billion-dollar worldwide phenomenon, attracting millions of fans of film and sci-fi franchises, most of whom, like dear old Steve, enjoy a spot of dressing up.
Yeah, look. Down here, 12 o'clock. What's happening here? There's a costume malfunction.
2 days ago, I was dressed as a Roman soldier, and that felt completely cool and fine and normal, but if you asked me to wear that now over there, I would be too embarrassed to do it. This way.
I am slightly nervous about walking into the Lion's Den. In a place like this, I do get recognized. It is called Wizard World, after all.
Are you Tom Felton? Can I please get your picture, please?
And it's not always just a selfie they're after.
She was hoping to propose.
To me? Oh, no.
Which can be a little awkward.
This is an engagement ring. I'm not sure if I can fully accept it, but I will happily take it as a memento of our time together. Is that okay? All right. I'm feeling a little bit sort of under the magnifying glass here, yeah.
Although I've been to conventions before, I've never understood why so many people choose to spend their weekends dressed up as comic book characters.
I don't think it's that weird to want to dress as something that you like or meet people that like it too.
I'm not like a fanatic. I don't even have any posters on my wall.
I'm king of the barbarians, self-proclaimed and undisputed.
But there's no denying their dedication, and we do get the chance to see a lot of happy fans.
It means a lot to me that it means this much to you. Must be kind of strange, I suppose, seeing someone that you kind of...
Yeah, it's weird seeing you, because it's like, you've been on screen so many times, even in Planet of the Apes.
I'm trying to figure out what that feels like, trying to realize what it is.
Amazing.
I've met William Shatner before, so I've seen him.
I'm a Dean Cain fan.
How big a fan?
Big fan.
One of the draws of these conventions is a chance for fans to meet their favorite actors. And the celebrities they are so keen to meet can seem to have it all. But the reality is perhaps not as glamorous as the fantasy. The green room is where the stars of today and yesterday come together.
This is where all the guests come and kick back, get a bit of free food and free coffee. I'm not that knowledgeable of many of the sci-fi world, but over in the table next to us we have Dean Cain, the Superman. Who else was there? Corey Feldman was around a while ago. So we have the Hulk, Captain Kirk, and Freddy Krueger all dining together, which is pretty cool. So apparently it's Lou Ferrigno's birthday today, and they're going to bring him in a cake, so we're all going to sing Happy Birthday to the Hulk. Just another Saturday in Tulsa.
Photos now.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Hulk. That was an interesting insight. It's not every day you get to see Hulk's birthday. I think we were hoping that he would do the Hulk smash.
Yes.
A room full of science fiction heroes seems a good place to put my interview skills to the test.
Should we just gorilla it? All right, let's do it.
And who better to try them on than the king of conventions, Captain Kirk.
Hey, William. How you doing?
So well, you. Captain, this ship is now under my direction.
You still enjoy meeting the fans? You still get a kick out of coming to these things?
Absolutely. You find out what they want, what they're doing. Gives you a chance to tell them what you're doing.
And are they actually interested in that, or do they just want to kind of relive the kind of Captain Kirk highlight moments? Or...
Oh, are they interested in what I have to say? That's an interesting question. Are you interested in what I'm having to say?
Absolutely, yeah.
How do I know that?
Well, that's why I came over to come and ask.
There you are, so I don't know why they've come over.
But you, okay. But you enjoy going there? It's still a fun thing? You must travel a lot with these. Yeah. I've seen you at a lot of these things over the weekends.
This year I've gone to quite a few, yeah.
How many are we talking about?
I don't know, 3 or 4.
Okay. That's cool. How many years have you been doing this now?
About 3 or 4.
3 or 4, okay. I am completely flustered. Did you not see that? Well, I just sat down and had nothing to ask him. I started shaking. Yeah, that felt so uncomfortable, you can't believe. Every question that I've been wanting to ask him and people like him for the last year or 2 years just went completely out of my head. I don't even know what I asked him. I said Captain Kirk 3 times, and I've never seen Star Trek. It's so embarrassing.
Right now, it's meet and greet time. First up, a few pictures.
Ready! Next, please!
About to go and do the Q&A panel to a few excited fans.
I'm always a little nervous at these things. The fans can often put you through some pretty intense questioning.
Was it fun ever you riding on a broom?
Nothing quite beats the feeling of wind in your hair and flying around in your broomstick. Thank you, lovely. It took me about 6 years to muster the courage to say anything more than "Morning, Rafe" to him. I always thought I'd make a rather good Hermione.
And then to signing some autographs.
All right, awesome. So I'll be up there staring down at you.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. Okay, cool. Well, keep up the good work. I like your T-shirt. That's pretty awesome.
I'm doing very well. How are you?
It's humbling to see how much a brief encounter can mean to some people.
She stayed there.
She stayed there to keep an eye on you.
So Gryffindor did not trust us.
That's funny. Thanks, Tammy.
Thank you.
Normally they tell you where they're from, or maybe their favorite thing about the films.
How are you doing? All right, Rebecca?
But occasionally you hear more unusual things.
My sister wanted me to give you this in hopes of you giving it to Niall from One Direction.
To give it to Niall from One
I
Direction.
feel like I just had to try.
Yep, it's Twitter, Instagram, and cell
And actually,
number.
I should have added mine there too.
That's pretty special.
And some fans want to share really personal things with you too. One girl I signed a picture for told me that her love of Harry Potter had helped her recover from depression.
Sorry, I tried not.
It's okay.
It's sweet.
Good job.
All of the actors in Harry Potter are so inspiring, and I just wish I could tell him thank you for dedicating his whole self to the character.
It's pretty difficult to know how to react when you hear something like this. But could an interest or obsession in a fantasy world really help a mental health condition? Sadly, it's not the first time a fan has told me something like this. But I was struck by how genuinely moved Jade seemed when we met. I want to find out how a series of books and films has had such an impact on her life.
Hello.
Hi. Hi, Tom. Welcome. Yes, I'm good. How are you? Oh,
I'm very good. Hey, oh, beautiful.
Oh.
Hey. How old is she?
She's just like 5 months.
Oh, she's still a puppy.
This is Helga Hufflepuff Gotcher.
Helga Hufflepuff.
Mm-hmm.
You named her after that.
Yeah.
Okay. Were you a fan of anything growing up before Harry Potter came along, or was that kind of the start of?
That was like
the start of lots of things.
The start of major fandom for sure, and I've never been as fangirlish about anything else except Harry Potter, and everybody when they found this out, they were just like, oh my God, Jade, I can't believe it.
So what is it, I mean, to put in a nutshell about what being a fan has kind of brought to your life? You were in a bit of a dark place, and Harry Potter kind of really helped you get out of that.
It really did. Depression is just so unfortunate too, because it has such a stigma attached to it, and anybody, I think a lot of people who are depressed are, you know, ashamed to talk about it as well. You know, because people may think, what's wrong with you? Can't you just snap out of it? Can't you just get it together? I think sometimes when you're feeling so low like that, it really is hard to just see any kind of light or anything, and I just never read such like an accurate description of what it feels like. Like the Dementors were sucking the life out of you, basically.
Right. You see, that's a good analogy for the Dementors being kind of like a physical form of depression.
I'd never realized that something like the Dementors could be taken so literally. It's hard to imagine that people watching those scenes can be so deeply affected.
I just remember thinking that I feel this way and I don't want to feel this way anymore, and I hated feeling it. And you know, Harry Potter, the whole story just really motivated me to make a change and try to get help and do something about it. And I'm just so thankful because, you know, that it was the light that showed me to keep trying, basically. It was just like, you know, there's so many funny parts when you're reading it and you're like, ah, Ron, oh, Draco, you guys are great. And then you just get to escape into the world with them and not think about your problems. And I think that that's probably one of the most effective things that help depression.
I think she's right at the top end of the positivity scale. Clearly she went through a really kind of dark time, and I never realized that something like Harry Potter could kind of lift someone out of that. But you could see how emotional she was getting just kind of talking about those times. And it's interesting because I hear about how it moves them so much and how much it's kind of changed their lives, but actually to kind of hear their story and it's really moving stuff.
There's always a danger that you think, I am the only one who's suffered this, and that's a dangerous place to be. Right. Or I am a freak. No one else has ever felt like this. And that's something that literature or any form of art, it's one of its most powerful effects, is to tell everyone, no, you are not alone. And whenever someone tells me that that helped them or you know, just got them through something, it's the most gratifying thing ever, isn't it?
Hearing how much Jade's life has been influenced by Harry Potter makes me think about the extent to which my superfan Tina's life has been affected by following me.
Who have we seen here? Matthew?
What could she be getting out of spending all those hours waiting for my autograph?
That's nice.
And waiting for celebrities is something the next fan on my list knows a thing or two about. I'm on the trail of autograph hunter extraordinaire, 20-year-old New Yorker Brian Pachar, who's so prolific that from Dan alone, he's already amassed over 100 selfies and 250 signed items.
Brian's one of those people that you can't underestimate. When you first meet Brian, you're meeting him outside stage door and it's very rushed and he's asking you for pictures.
Yeah.
Brian is somebody who has turned what is essentially his hobby into his profession.
I'm on New York's Broadway, the center of Theatreland. It's wall-to-wall with celebrities, including my dear friend, Rupert.
I hate theatre people!
This makes it a happy hunting ground for Brian and his fellow celeb spotters. But Brian has set himself apart by publishing 2 books about his encounters with the stars. Like Tina, who's got hundreds of signed photos of me, Brian repeatedly collects the same autographs from the same stars. He doesn't sell them, he doesn't need them, but he definitely wants them. And I'm curious to know why. I want to see how much effort he goes to in getting that moment with a celebrity, and exactly what it means to him.
Ryan! Tom, so nice to meet you, man. How are you? Oh my God, nice to meet you,
hey,
man.
Oh,
big fan of yours.
Thanks very much for agreeing
oh my God, this is so exciting.
To help us out tonight, man.
We're gonna hopefully see Rupert.
Brian's enthusiasm for the night ahead is immediately obvious.
We'll be able to maybe get Nick Jonas, Sam Smith, and a few other people, actually.
All right, fantastic. Let's do it, man.
All right, let's do it.
Cheers.
All righty. And thank you for this opportunity. I'm so appreciative of it.
Thanks for your help. When was the first time you came out trying to meet people or trying to get some autographs?
I think the first one was Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman, okay.
He was at the, what was he at? A talk show, and he took a picture with me. And then it was my goal to meet Dan because he was my favorite actor. So, and
Why
then,
Dan?
You know what Dan is, because I just love the Harry Potter films, and usually only went for people that I had a lot of caring for. But if you were on Broadway, I'd probably be there often too.
Given that Rupert and I do attract a similar crowd, Brian thinks I should adopt a disguise to throw any Potter fans off the scent, and to make sure Rupert treats me like any other waiting fan.
A good start?
I think the blonde just gives you away.
One of the guys.
That worked.
All right, man. We're off. We did it. Bob Schmidt. He's in New York City. It's my first time. He's gone all country on me for some reason. You gotta remember, he's from California. Bob's favorite actor. So I traveled all the way from LA to...
First stop of the night is the VH1 Music Awards.
So what we gotta do is just, we gotta wait over here, and then the cars are gonna drop off the people right there.
It staggers me how prepared Brian is for any celebrity eventuality.
You have these lined up ready, just in case they, all right, cool.
We have Kevin Jonas right there. We have our Nick Jonas right there. Hopefully he'll sign. Actually, I have to get those out, ready to go.
Who the hell is that guy?
I don't know who that is, though. Do you know who that is?
Unrecognizable. I've heard he's a real asshole. He doesn't sign any pictures at all, so don't ask for him, man.
Yeah, I heard he's pretty bad.
He is an asshole.
He's the toughest one.
He's the toughest one to get, man. What is our #1 target tonight?
You know what? Maybe Darren Criss and Nick Jonas, I think is.
Okay, that's at this location. And then we're going to move on to try and find
Rupert Grint.
Rupert Grint.
That's a big idol.
Let's remember why we're here, man. That's what I came for.
Exactly. We got to get you Rupert.
Gotta get me Rupert, dude. Well, I think to understand the superfan, you got to live like a superfan.
Exactly.
You got to breathe like a superfan.
So how are you feeling about it?
I'm anxious and I'm excited, man. I don't know exactly what to expect, to be honest with you.
Even though it's freezing, Brian's constant smile and enthusiasm are beginning to rub off on me. He's keen, and I'm starting to get an insight into how he operates.
You check the Twitter accounts, you check all the accounts?
You know, I just follow them all, so I just look to see, and then...
Is that the best way to keep a track on who's who?
I think so.
He even recognizes the car registration plates as some of his favorite targets. He's operating like the professional paparazzi. The only difference is he's not getting paid. Brian thinks he's spotted our first celebrity.
Can I get a photo with you?
But there's a surprising revelation.
So even though we didn't know who she was, we still wanted to get the picture.
Yeah, you know, why not? Just have fun with it, you know? That's it.
Okay.
Wait, I think that was Nick Jonas right there.
Nick Jonas?
We think we got Nick Jonas. We just got to see who it is, and then they'll walk over. Let's see who it is.
Brian is a huge Nick Jonas fan, and even though I'm not, I can sense his excitement building.
We'll ruin our chances there, man.
Then an umbrella appears, and Brian's convinced it conceals Nick Jonas.
Nick, what's up, bro? Nick, can I get a quick photo?
But this time he gets a knockback. And it hits me that after 2 hours of waiting for his idol, he gets completely ignored. I hope I haven't done that. The atmosphere changes when security gets heavy.
Stand down over here, please.
Okay.
Stand down over here. I'm not going to ask you guys again. You're getting on my nerves now. Back there with the rest of them.
All right.
You're shooting our talent as we come out the show. You need a permit. All right, so you need to step on up here. Listen.
But neither heavy rain or the threat from security can dampen Brian's spirit. Then they threaten to call the police.
Uh-oh.
So we move on to the main target of the night. And after our failed attempts so far, I'm really hoping that Rupert will stop for his fans.
Waiting game commences. I wonder how long it may take.
Have you ever played as the person?
But I get the feeling that my disguise is starting to fail.
I know who you are. No.
Bob and I are so excited to meet Rupert Grint today.
We are. This is the first time experience for the both of us. Well, no, how many times have you met Rupert?
5 or 6?
5 or 6 times, okay.
One guy we got to meet is Daniel Radcliffe.
He's next.
Yeah, he's never met Daniel Radcliffe. So
He's a nice guy, man.
Yeah. Emma Watson, not so much.
Not so much.
Suddenly, it's on. Rupert heads straight for Brian, but unfortunately sees right through my shoddy disguise.
Good. Yeah.
Rupert, did you get the book?
I did. I read it. I bought your first book as well.
Oh, you did? Oh my God,
good.
thank you so much.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, oh my God. You're the star of my first one, so.
Can we get a quick selfie, Rupes? Is it possible?
Yeah.
I've got the selfie.
Right. Awesome.
Thank you, Rupert. Appreciate it.
And the effect on Brian is undeniable.
That's how it happens? Just constant. You excited?
I'm so excited.
All right, man. Mission accomplished.
We got it.
All right, dude.
And in that instant, I see exactly why Brian's so hooked on this hobby. It's the thrill of the chase, the success, but perhaps most importantly of all, the sense of recognition from Rupert.
Oh, thank you.
All right, let's go.
Wait, Draco!
It's an adrenaline rush, and it's also like a, I don't know, like a big weight has suddenly been taken off.
Feels good, right?
Yeah, I feel exhausted though. It's kind of strange,
good.
man.
Oh my God, this is awesome.
That was a good rush.
Yeah. Oh
Good work, Brian, man. He went straight for you, dude.
He loved us. He loved us.
He went straight for you, man. He knew exactly who to look out for.
Exactly. I couldn't believe it. That was awesome.
On his celebrity high, and with one more signed picture in his pocket, Brian heads off into the night to track down Nick Jonas for that selfie. For me, however, 5 hours on the streets of New York has taken its toll, and I'm calling it a night. As I'm walking back to my hotel, I do feel like I'm a little closer to understanding why Tina wants all those pictures. In Brian's case, I don't think it's actually about the number of autographs or pictures. What he seems most excited about is all these famous faces, from Rupert and Dan to Hugh Jackman and Nick Jonas. They seem to know who he is, and that in a small way, he has become part of their lives. Just like Tina has become part of mine.
I can remember being cornered in a pub at Lou once and thinking, could we not at least get out of here to do the photo? Because, you know,
the backdrop of
this isn't good for any of us, is it? No.
Lighting's not working.
Yeah, so moments like that, you think,
Yeah.
let's just, but I think people get very excited and just want it, if I don't do it now,
Yeah.
I won't have her, she'll dematerialise or something.
Before I leave New York, I want to know what Rupert thinks of Brian and having superfans like him.
I realised that he was completely over the moon yesterday when you...
Oh, good.
The fact that you clocked him and knew his name, he was like...
Yeah.
He was beside himself with excitement.
Well, the first time I met him was really early on. I think it was kind of my first day. I was rehearsing.
He was waiting for you.
He was outside the rehearsal studio, yeah. Yeah, he's just such a likeable person. I just completely fell in love with him, like these stories.
Have you had any other kind of strange fan experiences out here, or does Brian kind of top the list?
I have this girl that sends me photos of herself wearing one of my jackets. It's literally a wad like that of her in different positions. Nothing like weird like that. She's just, I think she just wants me to see that she's enjoying the jacket.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a manageable level. It's not like I'm not Justin Bieber.
Do you say no much to people on the street?
I can't. This one thing I just cannot do.
The same problem?
That word, no. Yes, anything. That's the danger. I would do anything if someone else told me to do it.
Well,
it's got me into a few tricky situations.
Like
before.
what?
I met this drag queen, and I ended up going back to her little flat with all her drag queen friends.
Purely because you felt the compulsion?
Just couldn't say no.
Couldn't say no,
They dressed me up.
They dressed you up?
We went to go and get bagels at like 4 a.m. I was in full heels and feather boa. It was really weird.
Rupert seemed to get a real kick out of it when I asked him. He was like, I absolutely love it.
Yeah. I mean, I do. Well, he loves what?
Being recognised and...
Oh, is he?
Yeah, I was really surprised by that. I thought you were going to say, no, I've kind of had enough.
That is surprising.
Yeah, he said, no, I get a real kick out of it. And he reeled off many scenarios where he's ended up in someone's house or... Because they've asked for an autograph and they said, you want to come for a cup of tea? And he can't say no, so he ends up, yeah.
Don't put that in the film, Tom.
Well, that's Rupert's.
Don't say to people that if you ask Rupert's autograph, he'll come round your fucking house.
It's actually a much more explicit story. I watered that down quite a lot, yeah.
In a strange coincidence, Rupert actually played an obsessed fan in an Ed Sheeran video.
I'm gonna pick up the pieces and build a Lego house.
That was an interesting experience because I was in a room full of Ed Sheeran fans, and I actually had to go on stage. He left, and they were all like chanting Ed, Ed for the encore. And I come on and there's like a pause.
Now I'm out of touch, I'm out of love. I'll pick you up when you're getting down.
None of the audience knew that was going to happen. That was kind of, yeah, I did play a...
I thought it was a great video, man. I love that video.
Yeah, it was good fun.
I did say I'd be willing to dye my hair ginger for it, but he was still keen on getting you for some reason.
Oh, really, yeah. Next time. It's always the weirdest people that I ever get starstruck about. It's not like, I mean, I've been near the Queen, and that was pretty special.
Yeah, I was going to say.
But it was Alan Titchmarsh, Richard Madeley.
Why?
I don't know. I can't really work it out, but it's not like I'm even like with Alan Titchmarsh. It's not like I'm a big gardener or watch his shows religiously. It's just, I don't know.
There are very few people who are not affected by meeting somebody famous. Like I am. I get really starstruck when I meet people.
Well,
and people have different reactions to meeting people famous, and then it normally means that they're either really, really nice, or very nervous, or want to make a joke, or want to be a dick, or there's a whole range of reactions that you can have.
I was having lunch with my sister-in-law. I see this man walking towards me with a little entourage. And I thought, If I didn't know better, I would think that was Morrissey. Now, Morrissey was a big deal to me when I was in my teens.
Oh, for sure.
A very big deal. He came right up to me and said it, and we simultaneously, we both said, "It is you." And we shook hands, and then we parted, and he went up the escalator, and I walk on with my sister-in-law, and she said to me, "Put your hand down." I was still walking along like a Dalek, like this. If my 17-year-old self had known that I would meet Morrissey, and Morrissey would know who I am.
My time with Brian on the streets of New York was a real eye-opener. I'd never fully appreciated the hours fans put into getting an autograph, and couldn't have imagined that an evening freezing my ass off for just a few seconds with a film star could actually be fun. The thing that stuck with me was the sheer excitement Brian got. It was infectious. And on my way back home, I find myself wanting more of the fan experience. There's a Comic-Con event in Birmingham, and I'm giving it one more go. But this time, I'm determined to try and lose my inhibitions.
When I went to the US convention, it was Tom trying to walk around and blend in, which didn't go down that well at times. So I'm thinking maybe a cunning disguise might help on this count, and just try and let go a little bit. This is the weekend where we give it a jolly good crack, and we see if we can achieve it. One of the conventions was at San Diego Comic-Con. You went as
Spider-Man. I've done it a few times, actually, and it was nice to just, like, interact with people. So, like, a lot of people were asking me to stop and take photos, but not because it was me, just because of my cool costume, and that was weirdly cool.
After my dodgy attempt in New York, I need to up the ante with my disguise, so I've enlisted the help of two seasoned convention goers. Sisters Kat and Jess have been going to these events dressed as various film characters for years. So who better to introduce me to the cosplay scene? That's dressing up to me and you.
A cunning disguise here that the production have got for me. 4 or 5 sizes too big by the looks of it, but this is it. Time to channel my inner fan. Hello. Hello. Good morning.
The plan is that the girls are going to be the only ones who know my real identity.
What's going on?
They also happen to be huge Harry Potter fans, which makes for a slightly awkward start.
Don't freak out. Don't freak out. I'm a lot nicer than Draco, I promise. Hey, how we doing? Tom. Nice to meet you. So I'm in good hands here. You guys can take me under your wing and sort of show me the ropes, show me what to do, what not to do.
Just don't say anything bad about people's cosplay.
That's key. Be very complimentary.
Yeah. Be nice to everyone.
All right,
unless you want to be seen as the worst person in the world.
Okay.
If they want a photo with your costume, just let them.
That's key. Okay.
Yeah.
So what characters are we going as today?
You'll see.
We'll see. All right. Girls, should we start the transformation?
Yep.
I'll see you on the other side. All right. Snazzy? Wow. So this is Auntie Bella. That's amazing. That happened quick. I didn't even see that.
To be honest, the attention to detail is pretty impressive, but I get the feeling that it means more to them than just putting on a costume.
You feel more comfortable and more at ease as characters than you do as yourself.
When I first started, I didn't feel confident as myself or in the costume, but when I first went to a Comic-Con, I felt more confident at the convention rather than like as myself.
Do you consider yourselves to be Superfans, girls?
This is pretty much all I spend my money on.
Same.
Just trying to...
This is my student loan down the drain.
Some makeup I've been accustomed to, but lipstick, that's definitely a first. Ready?
Oh my god.
Yeah? Is it working?
Yeah.
Why so serious?
All right, final shot before we head out. Girls, should we do it? We ready?
Yeah.
To the con. This is a surreal experience for us all, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm slightly freaking out, don't worry. Takes me back to my childhood. I remember Helena let me play with it as a kid.
Oh my god.
That sounded really wrong. Crikey, we are here. I'm seeing cosplayers.
Radcliffe was right. Going incognito does feel strangely liberating.
Love the costume, dude. Can we get a picture, do you mind? Yeah. All right, let's do it. Can we get a picture?
This isn't actually as awkward as I thought it was going to be. and with all the other costumes on show, I feel like I'm fitting in.
It's just like having a third member of our cosplay family.
Right, now we are in the hub of it all. All right, lead the way, girls.
I wish that I could be like the cool kids, 'cause all the cool kids, they seem to fit in. I wish that I could be like the cool kids, like the cool kids.
Should we do a selfie? All right, what's your best Joker line? I haven't got one. Me neither. I need to just...
We told you, why so serious?
Another Joker. God, there's so many around already. Hey, cheers. I'm feeling like I can be part of it and not kind of be something that people point at. And if they are, they're doing it because I got a kick-ass costume, not because I was the Harry Potter kid. Wow, amazing costumes. All right.
The atmosphere is strangely infectious.
There's Alfie.
Oh my God!
Oh my God.
There's so many people around you having such a good time. It's hard not to smile.
All right. What do you think of my efforts? Yeah?
Maybe it's the fact that anything goes. No one's being judged, and everyone's determined to have a good time.
I don't know, what's the Joker pose?
And I've just spotted a friend, who's an ideal person to test my costume on. Vic is one of the world's leading cartoon voiceover artists, and someone I enjoy a round of golf with.
How you doing, Vic? How you doing, Joe?
Good to see you, Joe.
Yeah, nice to meet you too. These are my friends.
You look amazing.
Thank you. This is my first time dressing up for a con, so.
A very wonderful job, Joe.
Thank you, man. I'm enjoying it.
Fantastic. Great to meet you guys.
Nice to meet you too. I have to reveal, Vic. It's Tom Felton.
I thought it was you. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. I swear to God. I swear to God. I looked at you and I thought, it looks like him. But I thought, why the fuck would he be here?
Bring it in, brother. How you doing, man?
How are you?
Yeah, I'm good.
People just never even imagine that a celebrity would be walking around in costume. So they're like, it goes against their sensibilities. And they're like, nah, it couldn't be him. No matter how much. Exactly.
That's what happened with you.
Exactly.
Right.
We gotta play some golf soon.
I know. Don't remind me.
All right.
Good to see you, brother.
Good to see you, brother.
Thanks for that, man. I appreciate it. We had to come and say hey to you,
I
Vic.
love it. I'm glad you did.
All right, take care, bro.
It actually feels pretty cool to be here and to be part of this side of the fan world. The camaraderie, chance to make new friends, and sense of belonging all help to create this pretty unique atmosphere. I'm starting to see why families might spend their Sunday afternoons dressed up as their favorite superheroes.
Oh, we can be heroes just for one day.
Oh! It's a real experience for so many reasons, man. I'm a little scared with the one in the face there. They love being stopped and asking to be taken pictures of, and it must be what it's like to be famous.
It is odd that, you know, in our lives it's much easier to be normal when you're dressed up as a Marvel character. But it's fun, and it's true.
Well, I think, in hindsight, the Spider-Man outfit's probably better because I was just painting my face. And people were looking.
People knew who you were.
Well,
then, like,
I don't think they did, no, but because people are staring, you know, just because you're in costume, my natural instinct was like, oh my God, they know it's Draco.
Right. Yeah.
Why is Draco dressed up as the
Joker?
Yeah.
What's he's gone insane?
Yeah. When actually they probably were just looking at my awesome costume.
Yeah, I'm sure they were.
I've managed to answer a lot of questions that have been in the back of my mind for some time. Except the big one. Where does my superfan Tina fit into all this?
Well, I think Tina kind of sparked off the question in the first place as far as why on earth is she doing this?
When I was 18, we went to Paris on a press tour, and there was this middle-aged woman who was taking pictures of me from a slight distance. And
Did she know that you were going to be there?
yes.
So she'd followed you?
She'd followed me, yeah.
To Paris?
To Paris, yeah. My family know about her, my mum knows her, Jade knows her very well, Jade's family know her well.
Oh, okay, I'm feeling much more comfortable now.
Yeah. No,
You're talking me down.
No, yeah, absolutely.
I was feeling quite concerned.
About a year ago, she waited outside an event for sort of 4 hours just to give me a card to say sorry about the loss of your dog. We'd recently had, our dog had to be put down. And I sort of started to reevaluate what she sort of wanted out of this relationship, if you can call it that.
In my case, as the writer of the work, it's not really about me, it's about the work. You're dealing with something that's much more direct because you're being seen through several filters by this person, and she's bringing those things, she's wanting things from you.
It seems so odd to me, and like anyone else would find this the weirdest thing in the world.
But Tina's like the one fan that like our friends and our family are aware of.
Everyone knows
It's
about
become
Tina.
That current and that frequent that they know. My friend, one of my best friends has met Tina. My family has met Tina.
She's got me fascinated in this world of why fans kind of take it to the levels that they do, and it's now turned into a thing where I think I've become a little bit obsessed with her. I'm nervous, but I'm very excited to see what she's got to say, and you know, just try and lift the veil a little bit on this whole thing, and hopefully get some answers. Hi, Tina.
So you got here safe.
We did. How are you doing? All right.
Okay, thanks.
Are you all right to come in?
Yeah, of course you
Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Wow. I'm kind of nervous about being in your house, Tina.
Yeah.
God, look at your collections.
I have got stacks of stuff.
Oh my Lord.
After all these years, I can't believe I'm actually here.
I've never really kind of had the opportunity to ask you, really. When and how did Harry Potter come into your life?
I went out and bought the first one, and after that was it.
You became a super fan overnight.
Yeah.
It wasn't a case of it, you needed to watch all 7 of them.
No, it just... As soon as I saw the film, I went out and got the book, and then it just...
It took over?
But it just spiraled.
Oh, crikey, yeah. Oh, Lordy. It's been a while since I've seen the mullet that colour. Did you prefer it blonde?
I liked you blonde.
Really? Oh, my Lord, where's that? Where was that? Come on, now you've started, we're going to have to see it. Do we have any more? Oh, this was...
That was at the Louvre.
This was, yeah, this was my first real memory of us crossing paths, was seeing you abroad at the Louvre.
Yeah.
Why me, Tina?
Because I like you, and you're lovely. That's right.
That's very sweet, but where did that come from? Is that from just like liking Draco as a character, and then sort of seeing interviews and seeing bits and pieces?
I'll be honest with you. When I saw Chamber of Secrets, we saw this little blonde, slimy little git. It was always after Harry, and I thought, ooh, I'm going to start watching him.
Rictus Emperor!
I think to start off with, it was the character,
Right.
Draco, that I liked. And then, obviously, gradually, I got to like you. I mean, I like all of them.
I see a massive poster of Dan behind us as well.
That was a board that I brought back from London.
Oh, my Lord.
When I got on the tube, I sort of sat on an end seat.
Right.
And just sort of stuck it by the end window.
You must have got some looks on the train home that day. Why did you want to have all of our autographs in the first place?
I think it's just to sort of feel a little bit closer to you, to me, sort of like a connection, really. I'll be honest, we never had a family, and with following Harry Potter and watching you all grow up, it was just like sort of seeing like your own family grow up. And I think in some respects I sort of just got attached, because you seemed like a big family.
And you wanted to be part of it.
Yeah, yeah.
And there it is. I completely understand. After 7 years of questioning why Tina's always there, the reason is simple.
You can travel very deeply into why, as a society, you need famous people. And do you know what I mean?
Absolutely,
you
yeah.
had a job to do and you did it brilliantly.
Yeah.
And then someone's come along and said, I need you to fulfill that.
If you're going to be obsessed with something, being obsessed with a series of books or films is pretty good.
Yeah.
Some people are obsessed with heroin. You know, like, so that's, it's any, you know.
But
it's
that,
any
in a weird
addiction.
way, yeah.
It's anything, you know, it's something in your life that, like, other people think is weird and wrong and don't get, but it gives you meaning.
For all the fans I've met along my journey, there's a reason for their devotion. Whether it's escapism to a world you can lose yourself in, being part of a community united by similar interests, or simply the need for personal recognition. What else have I learned? Well, I reckon we could all use a little more Superfan in our lives.
I upset the boss already.
It was thoroughly awkward, to be honest with you. I felt like a bit of a tit.
If you were like a mad Star Wars fan who was getting a chance to do that with them, you'd probably have got bang into it.
Sorry, Jack, I'm all out of rum.
I totally get the Potter thing, because your childhood and your teens, they are such an important formative experience of your life that the things that matter to you then, I think they do stay with you.
Most of the people that are fanatical, especially about Potter, they've found like their best mates.
Yeah.
Found their
It's a real community, isn't it?
Thank you so much. I
It's been
know
a
I've
real
taken up a lot
pleasure.
of
It's
time.
been so much fun.
Yeah, it has been quite therapeutic.
Yeah, I know.
And a lot of fun.
I
at the
won't
same
film
time.
you.
Yeah.
First session's free.
All right, cool.
Daddy, let's turn the camera off. Turn it off.